What's happening, everyone? And welcome to the Systems Lab Live. What an exciting day it is. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. And we are here tonight for a couple of reasons. We are in a wonderful series called Everyday Work, where we are going over processes, tools, how we can actually increase our productivity and efficiency in our everyday work and the projects that we are working on with our team members in our businesses and in everything in between. And so I'm very excited for tonight because we have some really good information to go over when it comes to communication. We're going to be talking about why technology tools sometimes trip us up and actually does not work in our favor. And so we're going to talk about that. There is a research report from Loom that we're going to go over in just about another minute or two. And then we're going to go straight into ClickUp dashboards, team dashboards, and setting up client dashboards as requested by one of the community members, which is going to be really fun. What I'd like to do right now is ask you this key question. Number one, drop your name, your location, plus what are you working on? Okay. What are you working on? Also, shout out to the new cup. We got a new tea cup, okay, by the good people of Swell. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. Okay. Oh, hold on. Can we see it or no? There we go. It's kind of odd. I love it. The good people at Swell. Yeah, I mean, they probably would know it if they saw their own product, right? Good people at Swell. Okay, anyway. Lately, I have been enjoying international breakfast tea. So you're my top teas. It's Earl Grey, it's international breakfast tea, and then I also have decaf of Earl Grey as well. I just like the taste of it. And then I also have the African sunset tea. That, my friends, is really delicious. So that's really what I roll with in far of tea land. I have a couple of others that I think I'm going to have to start breaking. They're more of an herbal tea. And I get my tea from the Spice and Tea Exchange. And then I also get, in particular, Black and Bold. I will get an Earl Grey for the Black and Bold folks because they are phenomenal. So, yes, I pull up with the tea, folks. Pulling up with the tea. Okay, you guys have dropped your name. All right. I just want to make sure. Check one, check two. You guys can hear me. I'm just going to go into my audio. Okay. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Okay. All right. I think we're back in business. Okay, we're back in business. Cool. Yeah, I have to get a new cord, y'all, for the Shure SV7. I have to get a little replacement cable situation. It will sometimes drop out the little cord, or I could put some tape on it. Replace it or tape. Replace it or tape. All right, let's get going, folks. We're having too much fun on this Monday. We have a lot to go over, and I definitely want to build out these dashboards so that you guys can see it. Let's get into the report that Loom has put on. Loom.com is an async communication tool that is used to communicate better, right? With team members. It's great for collaboration. We've been talking a lot about synchronous communication and async communication. As we well know, that since 2020, everyone has looked at what are the best ways that I can communicate to my team members. Synchronous communication as we remember it to be, whether you were remote or you were actually in person working, a part of the workforce, right? You would absolutely meet to get a specific update on a project. Synchronous communication. I need to get information in real time. This information will help me move forward in making decisions. Just giving you a high level example because we have the other YouTube shows that get into all the specifics. Async communication, not to say that async communication did not exist pre 2020, but we were not talking a lot about async communication. We know that teams these days, especially in online businesses, you're hiring people near and far, different time zones, different countries, different states, different schedules. And so async communication is the sending of information where there's a lag in communication, and someone will, on the receiving end of your message, will get back to you at their, I guess you would say, appointed time, right? So if I am working with, I'm going to just put this name out there. Let's say that me and Aaron Thomason, go ahead, come through, Aaron. All right, Aaron is wonderful. He's a next level coach. And I'm just going to go through this scenario because he just came to my mind. So if me and Aaron are working on a project together and we may live in different time zones. Let's just put it hypothetically, we live in different time zones. Then what's going to happen is that if there's a particular task that maybe I want Aaron to look at, I'm going to put a little message. We're going to be in ClickUp. No shocker there. We're going to be inside of ClickUp, and I'm going to message Aaron, and I'm going to say, Aaron, I want you to review the slide deck. I want you to, let me know what your thoughts are and what do you want changed. So I'm going to go and assign him this task. Boom. Okay. Now, Aaron is going to respond, and maybe Aaron has meetings, right? Different schedules, right? Maybe I'm up at 4:00 working. Aaron's probably not up. Okay. Or he could be up, but maybe he's not up working on the things that we're working on. So let's say he's up at 7, he's done his morning routine, and he's ready to go. So Aaron will see in his email, Ashley's assigned me something, or I have pinged him in Slack. Okay. And I've said, hey, Aaron, boop, 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 I want you to look at this. He opens up the task, and Aaron says, okay, I'm going to get to this by 1 p.m. today. He just responds to me, and then I'm in a meeting, okay? And I get the message from Aaron, and he says, Ashley, I'm going to have this to you by 1:00. Boom. Okay? Async communication does not require Aaron and I to be in the same location at the same time working. It is an exchange of information. It's how we communicate. And there's a lag in time between the sender and the receiver. But what's cool about it is we're already communicating and collaborating. I don't need to schedule a Zoom meeting with Aaron. He doesn't need to schedule one with me unless he has like an absolute need to. But he's going to review that slide deck. And once he's done reviewing it, any questions he has, he could put it in that document, or he could put it in the task, and he could at me, and he could put his questions there. That's the spirit of collaboration. So we could be actively collaborating on this document without having to be on the phone, without having to be on a Zoom or FaceTime or what have you. All right. So what happens when tools don't work? My goodness. Isn't this a great topic to bring up? So I love this part because look at this. Traditional communication tools aren't keeping up with the needs of workers in the modern era. 72 of office workers are frustrated with their digital communication tools. The primary annoyances they cite are software that doesn't work consistently, audio/video quality issues, lack of tone of voice and personal expression. Woo. Okay. This is good because let's tackle this, folks. Let's unpack this a little bit so that we can kind of get a play-by-play of what they're talking about here. Traditional communication. We're talking about email, we're talking about phone, instant message, right? Listen, I just went back and did a throwback, y'all. I said instant message. We're talking about Skype, we're talking about WebEx communication tools, things like that where you're sending messages across the tools, right? So as technology is advancing, as the needs, right, of companies are advancing because their goals are more aggressive, they are taking on projects that are larger in scope and scale. Traditional forms of communication, they ain't just cutting it these days and times. So what I want you all to do right now, those of you that are on the replay and those of you watching live right now, I want you to think about your software tools that you are using right now. I want you to write down what's working. Take out a sheet of paper. Hey, I know the pen and paper squad are like, take out a sheet of paper or your iNote, okay, Google Doc, what have you, and write down in terms of your communication tools. We're talking about Slack. We're talking about your project management tool. And there are also other Slack alternatives as well. There's people are WhatsApping it up. What else are people doing? I don't know if people use GroupMe as a professional team kind of thing, but neither here nor there. So, what are the aspects of it that work well and what does not work well? Write that down, okay? And also too, let's also match that with the process that you have in place too, because we've been talking before about the importance of having a communications process. This could be a simple checklist. This could be really a document that really just states, hey, this is how our team works. We use these tools. These are the rules around how we use these tools. This is the information that we want to discuss in these particular channels. It gives you, a almost like a mini playbook, it's like a mini playbook in terms of what information needs to be communicated when, and then what tool that needs to be communicated through. This is a great team exercise. I'm thinking this shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes. This could be a part of one of your team meetings that you have, but this is a great conversation to have. So if you start seeing different software tools that aren't working consistently, write that down and then see if it's a process related issue or if it's a software issue that can be fixed. Okay. So software that doesn't work consistently. This could be due to bugs. This could be due to the fact that you may need to rethink your communication as well. Audio and video quality issues, you know, that's also there's something to be said for that. Making sure that folks have the proper equipment. We're talking about headphones from, budget friendly ones, with the microphone, all the way to having like I have some Bose, I got some AirPods. I'm more of a tech gal. That's like, when you have the 5 love languages, I feel like the 6th one should be uh tech stuff, because that's me. All right. But audio and video quality issues, working with a Logitech camera. I got a Shure microphone. So looking at what people have, right? Not saying that folks have to, get out the most expensive equipment or anything like that, but it does make a difference if technology tools aren't working, if people don't have the right tools in place. Lack of tone of voice and personal expression. My goodness, you could mistake somebody in Slack or in ClickUp with a one-word answer as, we got an issue. Okay, how many have done it? Okay, how many have felt it? How many have thought to yourself, ooh, I wonder if that person's mad at me? Tell the truth now. Lack of tone and personal expression. Because you are remote, or you are communicating through these platforms, there is a lack of personality. There is a lack of personality that goes along with it. What I love about the Power of Team season is the Digital Jane was on a few episodes ago, and we talked about, as a team, how is it that you communicate? Like, what's that about? Like, how are you handling conflict? What is it? How do you help other people who actually come onto the team that are newer to get to know everybody, right? Because I think that would be, at least for me, I want to know what are some things that may throw somebody off that I may not know about. So I think and one thing that they do, which I thought is phenomenal, is that they have in-person sessions that they work together. They have, like, scheduled them out throughout the year, but that's important. That in-person connection when you can, and if you can, but if you can't, turn on that camera. Pick up the phone and call people, get to know one another. One thing that I do with team members is I look at for opportunities where I can just get to know them, who they are, picking up the phone, calling them, and just getting a sense, right, of who they are. I also want to make sure too that I know that my communication, A, may not always be clear. B, it could also be a situation where it could be misconstrued because, again, communication looks different, talks different, walks different, dresses different. And so that's really important for me to understand how I'm communicating and how that person's receiving that communication. I may need to make a slight adjustment, right? I mean, need to make a slight adjustment to make sure that the sender who is sending the message to the receiver understands what I'm talking about. So tools don't work when the software is not consistent, when there are audio and video quality issues, and there's lack of tone and personal expression. All right, there's a second part to this, and then we are moving on up to the east side. Miscommunication equals stress, job loss, and more. Okay. This is really good, y'all. This is really good. So, I love it. Office workers spend time worrying about potential misunderstandings, overthinking messages, and engaging in slack-splaining, the practice of over-explaining digital communications to ensure they aren't misunderstood. And it's costing businesses dearly. Listen, okay, that has been me. I definitely have seen myself slack-splaining, but what I've learned is that I need to be clear with what someone's asking, and then I need to be clear on what information I'm sending to the receiver to make sure that A, it's clear, and B, that I have actually answered the question. So for me, I'll type something out. I may leave it and come back, but I definitely will read my answer to make sure that it's clear. Okay. So in this report, this is what they're saying. This is good, right? Because we often don't equate the cost of a misunderstanding or the cost of communication. So this is what I love. Here's what our office workers said about misinterpreted messages. 91% have had digital messages misunderstood or misinterpreted at work. 91%. 47% overthink emails and messages they send. 20% say that the miscommunication and misinterpretation has caused them to get reprimanded, demoted, or even fired. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So it's obvious, even in these data points, that we're super stressed about what it means to formulate a message and communicate a message out. And we have to get real clear. And this may be an assignment for all of us, right? Practice asking really good questions that will elicit the response that you're looking for. And then on the receiver's end, formulating the answer in such a way that it's direct. Now, if it's a yes or no, then it's easy. But if you are asking questions that may have a little bit more to it, definitely think about your communication, what you're going to say, maybe even anticipate a little bit about what are some what's the word for it? Something that could be misconstrued. And if push comes to shove, go ahead and schedule that meeting. Now, you've heard me say, one of my goals, like I said, to my email list, which you should sign up for, because we're talking about some tips on everyday communication inside the email list. One of the things I said was I'm on a mission for no more Zoom meetings. Now, there's a caveat to that. You will need to meet. I mean, there'll be a need to meet with stakeholders, with team members, with clients. My only thing is, let's make sure that we are doing effective and strategic meeting management. Let's invite the people who are necessary. Let's be clear on the goals and the outcomes, and let's be really specific as to what the intention is and what people are bringing to the table. So if we focus on how our communication can be streamlined, how we can be more clear, we won't have to have all this going on. All right. Stress over mixed signals. According to 62% of office workers, miscommunication, misinterpretation of digital messages at work affects your mental health. I'm constantly worried I am going to type or say the wrong things. It puts a stress on me daily. I do find myself thinking and rethinking what the intent of the sender is. It can cause me to worry. So, my advice to anyone leading the team, anyone that is a part of a team, that number one, get to know the people, get to know their styles, get to know, I was about to say the sensitivities. I'll go with it. I'll go with that. So let me back it up. How to reduce the stress of inconsistent communication or even misunderstandings. Number one, get to know your team members, get to know who you're working with, their style, what is their work schedule like, what are some do's and don'ts. A big thing about being on a team is that you will have to think more about the greater good. You have to think a lot about the goals that are taking place. And that will, at times, you'll have to give it more of yourself than it being about me and what I want. This is not to say that you are always compromising or, not leading in the space that you are assigned to lead, but an aspect of having to battle the stress over mixed signals will require you as a leader to create the process, get to know the individual, okay, and then being clear about the intent of the communication. All right. We're going to stop right here. This is a lot of really good information, like a lot of good information. I love it. Side effects of slack-splaining. They need to add something extra. They feel they need to write multiple sentences. They have a need to they have a need to use extra punctuation. They felt they need to use emojis and things of that nature. So on Wednesday, we're going to go over time is money and how we cannot waste money, right? Now, listen, if US businesses lose 128 billion each year due to employees wasting time to communicate effectively, then we know that some of this information is definitely having an impact across organizations, across industries, online businesses, and such. So we're going to dive into that on Wednesday. But right now, let's get into Dashboard Palooza. Dashboards Palooza. Dashboards. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Hold on right here. Let me share right now. Okay. Cool. Okay. So today we're going to put together a dashboard. I just wanted to share with you all. It's just a sample dashboard. We're going to put together a team operations dashboard, folks. Team ops. It's going to be exciting, folks. So I'm going to go right here and I'm going to put this together and create from scratch. And I'm actually going to start right here. I'm going to have, well, back here. So if you remember that when you get to the dashboards feature inside of ClickUp, you will see that you have a way to, number one, use a template, use it. You can use the reporting dashboard or time tracking. You can start from scratch as well. So when you start from scratch, this is where you can literally put in the widgets. So one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a custom, I'm going to put in a text block, and I'm going to have this right here, team, key team documents, right here. I'm going to team operations dashboard. All right. So right here, this is where we are going to put inside key team documents. Okay. So this is everything from docs to other types of platforms that you are going to be using. So right here, I'm gonna put a little what's right here? Normal text. I'm gonna put this right here. I'm gonna put project management plan. I'm also going to put, I'm gonna put some of these as placeholders. Team handbook. So what you can do right here is a couple things. You can actually put a link here. Boom. And you can put a link to a ClickUp doc or even a Google Doc. You can put a link right here. Some people also love to have the button feature, where if you insert a button, you want to title it and you want to say, I want to say content, or I'm going to do course creation plan. And what you can do is you can literally put in the actual document, like right here. And in fact, I'm going to go here and I'm actually going to just pull this right here because we kind of had it over here. Okay. That's what we did last week with this. But we are going to go right up here. I'm going to go back. And I'm going to put this right here, course management plan. Oh, wait. I'm going to actually do the button feature that I told y'all I was going to do. Button. I just forgot that quickly. Let's see. Button. Course management plan. Boop. Bingo. I'm actually going to put this as blue. So, which is nice. It gives you a nice little aesthetic feel to it. I like it. I like it. Another cool thing that you could do right here, maybe you have like a playlist that you want to do for your team. You can embed a YouTube video. Okay. Let me go ahead and just put my YouTube channel in there. Or can you do a whole channel? Or just the video? We'll just do just the video. That's what we'll do. We'll just do just the video right here. So I'm just going to take this. I'm going to take the share. I'm going to copy it. And let's put it in here, shall we? Paste the link. Add the widget. Yep. And there you have it. So then you guys see this right here. So this is cool. You've embedded the YouTube video right here. And then you can have it playing like right in here, which I love that. I love that embed. So something else we should look into embedding is a chat. So this is team chat. We're going to do one right here. So you got team chat. This is where if you wanted to, you could very well have a stand-up in here if you wanted to, like a daily stand-up kind of thing, if you wanted to. That could work. That could work. So you could add a friend and say, hey, friend, just checking in about this task. Okay. And this is right here. You could click on this right here. Wow. Boom. And if you got a question about it, if there's some, subtasks or things that need to happen, then that could be worked in accordingly. But this is a great way where everyone has access to the to this particular dashboard. Also, too, speaking of access, let's talk a little bit about sharing. One thing about ClickUp that you definitely have to be clear about, who's going to be a member and who is a guest, right? And we're going to pretend that you have other people that you want to invite, right? You see this right here, view only, and view only. Okay. So if you do a share, that means that a Schuler right here, okay, can only view it. All right. Now, if there's someone who has a updated or upgraded permission, then you can have them to be upgraded where they can edit and they can actually participate, in this whole thing. So if I wanted to say, okay, I'm going to, invite somebody new. Okay. I see I'm already in here. That's probably why they have this thing right here. Oh, okay. I know another one. Is it? Oh no. Okay. I think. Okay. So if I invite this person, okay, and this is a good way for us to really get clear on who really needs access to certain features and things of ClickUp. So you're adding a new member to the workspace. Adding a new member seat will be added to your workspace, $19 a month, or invite a guest instead. So this would be a perfect opportunity for you to invite especially in this use case, inviting a contractor, somebody that is only going to be working with you for a short period of time. Invite them as a guest because that will be free. Do we copy? Folks understand what I mean? Number one, you want to decide the level of access team members need to have. Number two, once you do that, then you can better get a sense of, do they need full access where they can edit or remove, or they can delete? Or if you just want them to have, they can edit, they can add or remove widgets, or view. They can only read only. They can add, edit, and delete own comments in the chat widget only. Okay, that's all that they can do. Okay, so that's why you have to be very, very clear. So that's how that's member access to public spaces, docs, and dashboards. And then guests cannot be added to spaces, must be invited to folders, lists, and tasks. So just wanted that to be clear because that can be a bit confusing. So when you're setting up dashboards, when you're setting up folders and all the like, what you'll want to do is you'll want to ask yourself who needs access and what's the level and type of access that they need. Because if you got 5 people and let's say you upgrade, they may upgrade you and you're going to get that bill, right? For $19 times 5. Okay. And that will, that'll give you a little surprise to say, how did I get charged for this? Okay. How that happen? Okay, cool. All right. So we have that in place. We have the team chat in place. This is also where, if it means something to you, add a little emoji. Okay. Slash commands. Again, this is where you can do so much more. Add a bold, add a strike through. If you need to do all the things, then maybe you need to do that. Add a Loom video. That's pretty sweet. I love that you can add a Loom video as well. This is probably a great opportunity and we will look at that when we transition over into the client side of things. This is where you can do a nice welcome video, a very nice welcome video. Let me see if I can. Okay. I'll grab this one because this is like one of the things I did for my book club. So I'm actually going to put the Loom URL here and I'm going to save it. Sup, Amber? And look, Loom is straight up embedded inside of the team chat. Look at that. And if you press play, it's going to play right here and there. What's going on, everyone? And so I love this. Why? Because I love this because you don't even have to go outside of the app itself. This is so good. If you wanted to hide the preview, I guess you could, or you could remove the embed. But this is really, really awesome. All right, we're going to add a widget. I'm going to add a task list. Okay, yeah, we're going to add a task list. Project tasks. We're going to go to location. And I think I'm going to go to Andrea's team hub, team projects. We're going to go to this one. Yeah. And we're going to club subtasks. And yep, we're going to go right here. All right, cool. So we have the task there right here. Easy peasy. But what if you wanted to know task by assignee? So you can go to location. I'm going to go to Andrea's. Where is it? And right here and right here. And that's it. Subtasks. Yeah, all assignees, people. All assignees. Display as percent. Yeah, why not? Let's see what happens. Ah, okay. So 66.7% of the tasks are done by A. Schuler, and then 33% of the tasks are completed or not completed or assigned to. They are assigned to Liz. Okay, so that could tell us a couple of things. All right, if you are looking at it from the perspective of I want to see the workload, then you may want to, for sure, look into who is managing what. Maybe this is normal. It could be. It could not be. Right? Let's see. Let's do bar charts, number of tasks in progress. I'm going to go right here. Andrew's Team Hub. Andrew's projects. I'm actually going to go right here, including subtasks. And I'm going to add the widget right here because maybe you want to know again, like what's going on. 35. You got to also ask yourself, is this even helpful? This could or could not be helpful to you. This could not be helpful. It depends. I'm actually going to delete this widget. And you can do that by 3 dots, including remove. We're going to add another one where you are looking at workload by status. And I'm curious to see the battery breakdown. Is that giving me what I need? So one thing I definitely emphasized last time was emphasizing your intent for using the widgets and setting up the dashboard. So be clear about what it is that you are looking to accomplish. This saves a lot of people, stress, man. We're going to do all statuses. And yep, we're going to do all statuses. We said this is that. I'm going to say display as a percent. I'm going to say, and I'm going to add. Yep. So what's the true intent? What's the true intent? Cool. So this is going to tell me that 29.51% of these tasks have not been started. 8 are in to do, client onboarding, concept, execution. So I want to know what's being executed on. Okay. Excuse me. Content development, planning, brand audit. So that can be something, right? Let's see. Another sort of, I would say this is a pro tip right here. You can filter man by assignee. This is deep. I'm going to go by what's unassigned. And I'm going to apply it. Let's see what happens. Okay. So you got 3 tasks that are to do, 26%, 9. So begin to think about the intention behind what you want to have for workload by status. So you'll want to choose the widgets, but then be clear on your intention for utilizing the widget. What information are you looking to get? And are you going to take action on it? Are you going to take action on it? So that's super important. Right here is, I think they said priorities, display the progress and goals. So you can actually put your goals in here, and you can put your goals in here. I'm going to put these agile content marketing goals in here. Select all owners. I'm going to say it's me. Is it me? Okay. I think we said me. Yeah. And we're going to sort it by maybe progress. Let's see if we have it here. Sometimes there may be a little error. There may not be, a lot of information. Due date. Let's see if this give us anything. Yeah, so you definitely want to make sure. I'm going to, yeah. Let's see. One goal. And I'm just going to sort by progress. Let's see what happens. Okay. So it's just going to show you what the progress is. And then you can open that goal up, review it, and then make sure that you have the, the necessary information accordingly. So this has like 3 targets in here, and those particular targets, those are going to help drive the work at hand. Hope this has been helpful for you all to look at. So before we transition into the client dashboard, I want you to sort of look at this. So right here, number 1, you want to have a space for docs for key team items. So that could be the project management plan. Like I said, I put an example course management plan. Could be, and that can be one and the same, essentially, a team handbook. If you need to put in information from YouTube or a tutorial, that's in there. Team chat, same thing. You got Loom integration inside of here. You do not have to go outside of the app to view this. And then right here, you have all the project tasks. And then if you're looking for information, again, who the tasks are assigned by, you're literally looking at these widgets and saying, what is the information that I need? What's the information? And then you can then have the goals here, which I think is pretty sweet. Which now that I have a content strategy dashboard, and I'm actually going to probably put this in here as well. All right, y'all. Let's look at creating a team dashboard. Let's look at creating a client dashboard. Start from scratch. I'm going to put a text in here. Oh, nope, that's not what I meant. Text block. Important client box. Same concept, right? This is a cool little client dashboard thing. The whole aspect of the client dashboards is that is hit or miss. I've heard lots of different stories. It works well for clients, and then some you can't be bothered. So just like the key docs, you can do a couple things. Put the / command, the website link in here if you want it. Boom. So if I put a URL in here, let me see this. I'm just going to go to ashleyschuler.com. I'm going to turn it into a hyperlink. You have a Google Doc. You can embed a Google Doc in here if you wanted to as well. So I love this. because you can do several things in here, right? Putting links to key docs that you can put in right here, or this embed feature, you could do a embed of a Spotify playlist. Okay, that could be right in here, or one that you could do for YouTube. You could do the same thing for YouTube. I'm actually going to figure out, let me go grab a song or something like that so y'all can get with it. Let me see. I'm just grabbing something. Well, hold on. I'm just gonna grab this. And then, hold on. Let me just grab this little embed. Perfect idea for your clients, right? Is if you want a video, right? And we just put this right here. Remember, the embed stays in here. Okay. Yeah. So you can see the embed is right here. You could also have another Loom video by putting an embed, custom embed, and a URL or a HTML. So let me go back to my Loom video that I had and see if I can do an embed. Video preferences. Let's see. Oh, share. That's what I was trying to do. Share. Oh, creative PDX. I love that. Oh, creative PDX. Man, this is great. Good to see you. Copy thumbnail code. Oh, wait a minute. No, just copy code. No, that's what I wanted. Copy code. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to add the widget. Okay. Refuse to connect. I'm going to go back in here. Copy embed. Let me go with a fixed size. We'll go with it. Let's see. Let's see how this went. See if this goes. All right. It says, I don't think so. So that's okay. Sometimes it could be a coding thing. I'm going to assume this is also user error. I'm just going to assume that too. But if not, I'm going to paste the URL and let's see what happens here. Okay. So this could be a welcome video that you have for your client that just basically shows them around the space and what you can do. So this is also a cool tool because you can actually have a task list where you can have client tasks. And let me see if I let's see. Well, I'm just gonna put that right here. This is just an example anyway. Includes subtasks, group by, and then you can pick assignee, priority, due date, people. Oh, that was else for the status. Okay. Easy. And then add this right here. Okay, cool. So you have the client tasks like so. So, okay, you got the welcome video. And just know too, you can actually rearrange this information. You can actually switch it around if you like. YouTube, important client docs. If you are also using Dubsado inside of ClickUp as well, what you can do is you can have an import. You can have an import. You can get some coding, and then you can just put that there as well. That is something that you can do. All right, one last thing that you'll want to do is then do a chat feature. And again, totally up to you. I usually do Slack with my clients, but this is also a great way for communication as well. So you can make this dashboard super simple, super easy for you to work with. Questions, comments about this at all? We want to make sure that you all are definitely seeing this. And if there are any questions that you all will let me know, I might bring up. But I would say that the challenge of the week would be to text me. Let me put my text number up here. This is like the perfect challenge of the week. I want you to text live to 626-722-5444 and put what 5 dashboard widgets will you create for your potential client. Tell me what that is. What are the 5 dashboard widgets that you are going to build within your client dashboard? Text me that. I don't spam with the text message. If you're in a particular swim lane, then you are in that swim lane until you decide to mosey on out of the text group. You decide to, I love the aspect that I talk about moseying. So good. So good. I love it. Let's see. I was looking to see if I could so I'm going to another dash so you guys can see it. Now I have to update some of this because I think maybe some of the embeds don't work anymore. But right here is where you can put actually a Canva like a banner, like right inside. Conversations with Ask Ash. This must be like the podcast player embed right here. Yeah, that's what that must be. The podcast player embed. And then for my VIP day, I'm putting what the VIP day schedule is, and then like how we communicate. And then I think I had something called R&B jams. I'm thinking this might be when I had the Spotify, because I know I did a one with title. Let's see if this works. Y'all. I'm gonna go in and see what's going on. See if I can. I'm gonna go and share. I'm gonna see about copying and embedding this code. I'm gonna try this right now, folks. Right here. Yeah, this is definitely a Spotify type of thing. Let me save this in here. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm thinking this could be user error. Let's go and share. Copy playlist link. Copy playlist link. I'm gonna see. Let's see what it does. Wow. It says used to connect. I wonder why. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to tap into some of my playlist, folks, and kind of see what's up. Because copy embed code. Maybe what I'll do too is I'll remove that. Yeah, I had some gospel jams too. And I'm just gonna add a fresh widget. And see what happens. Yeah, refuse to connect. But so I'll have to figure that piece out. But here is where you can see. This must be like a new little update type of thing that has gone on. But here's the concept, folks. You can embed YouTube videos and you can embed designs within Canva and link to things, right? And you can link to different things. Google Drive. This is the client dashboard. Grab the portal. So that's all that we have for today. I thank you guys for hanging out. And I definitely will investigate the embeds and all that. But I wanted you all to be able to see this, get some ideas, right? This aspect of streamlining our communication comes from the fact that we spend a lot of time talking about work, the status, the what needs to do to come next. Dashboards are, especially as leaders, for you to actually be in one space to ask the necessary questions that are needed so that you can be able to make the crucial decisions needed. So that's all that I have today. Thank you all so much. If you, just by any chance, if you are curious about, ways that you can utilize dashboards or utilize, ClickUp in a more efficient way, definitely text VIP to 626-722-5444 for a ClickUp VIP day. We have spots open for July and August. Would love to serve you in that way. So please let me know. And when you text me, it is me. It's my real number. And we could just chat just a little bit about what your needs are and how I could be a good fit for you. So thank you guys so much. Peace out to all the Cub Scouts. We'll see you Wednesday.